Crossing the street, you can make out 4 shadowy figures loitering in the plaza ahead. Troll, orc, dwarf, elf. 2 men, 2 women. They're different from the smugglers. They're different from the smugglers on the dock. Alert, poised, professional. You can see they've made a token attempt to conceal their weapons. False information. I'm on the wrong part of the fucking screen. Oh my god, the worst possible place imaginable. Jesus Christ. Objectively false information, though. Look. She's just holding her gun. In her hand. Anyway. Oh my god, what a professional operation. The unspoken message is clear. We're strapped. Mind your manners. Wu stands up tall, takes that amused tone he gets whenever he's standing toe-to-toe with someone bigger, someone who doesn't know they're about to go down. I don't know, I feel like this guy here can probably take him. Evening, folks. You got a permit for those bazookas? The thick troll, thick, troll puts his mouth into a comic frown. Permits? Give me a minute. He makes a show of patting his pockets. Nope, guess not. I must have dropped mine in the dumpster along with the last idiot who stepped to us. Wu coolly surveys the scene, nods in a friendly fashion. Is that so? Well then. You can almost feel Wu's cop training kick in. It's like watching a drone execute a command routine. He reaches for his rifle, brings it up quick, but it's too late. By the time it hits shoulder level, an assortment of nasty-looking ordnance is already trained on his head. Carter backs him up. She whips her arms forward, fists blazing with magical energy. Her eyes sweep the scene, darting from one figure to another. Alright, everyone just be cool. You know, the way Carter is, like, kind of gives the impression that she's meant to be, like, the calm, collected, intelligent character, right? But then, like, they chose this icon, which is very deers in the headlight, like, kind of face, right? It doesn't really gel with, like, the way she talks in most situations. The thick troll's voice is casual, amused. He shakes his gun in Wu's face from, like, 20 feet away. Little late for that, isn't it? What we got? Listen, guys, my stomach's doing somersaults. How about we put our guns away before someone gets hurt? The thick troll snorts a laugh. That guy looks like he could use an enema. It's an unusual insult. Something we can do for you, officer? Wu's jaw tightens, but his tone stays cool and controlled. I'm looking for an old man, Raymond Black. We were supposed to meet him here. You know him? Mm-hmm. Wu's voice gets an edge. You can see a vein in his temple start to pulse. Where is he? Easy, Duncan. The troll maintains amused eye contact, but his weapon stays trained on Wu. That's right. Easy, Duncan. Your friend Raymond never showed. We've been waiting for the better part of an hour. You were gonna meet with Raymond? Mm-hmm. So, you were his tour guides, right? The troll's yellow-brown tusks shift into a smile again. Kinda, yeah. The old man hired us to take y'all out on an excursion. Hired you? They're an odd assortment, a cybered-up troll, an orc girl with magical fetishes. I have fetishes too. How about that? We got something in common. Not like those fetishes, you know, like the magical ones, you know. That also sounds bad. Anyway, a dwarf with his cyber deck slung on her back, and a tall elf standing behind them, quietly, inscrutable. All with guns trained on Wu. Understanding spreads across Wu's face. His jaw tightens. You're Shadowrunners. Mm-hmm. This is bullshit. Raymond would never hire Shadowrunners. They're criminals. Mercenary operatives. Criminal mercenary operatives. So yeah, you were right. Your buddy Raymond was associating with a bunch of hardened criminals. The troll tosses Wu a sideways smile while staring down the barrel of his gun. Sorry to burst your bubble, Lone Star. Guess you didn't know the old man as well as you thought, huh? Wu tries to shake it off. There goes the cat. He's leaving now. Wu tries to shake it off, but he's struggling to process the information. You can feel the heat coming off of him. The runners sense it too, and they tense up tight. They're keyed on Duncan, and their guns are big. The look on their faces makes it clear. One wrong beat of sweat, and Wu's going down in a red mist cloud. Carter remains completely still. Her voice is level, moderate. She's done this before. Let's all stay focused. No need for things to get ugly. She speaks quietly to Wu, who listens without turning, his focus squarely on the troll. We need to find Raymond. These are the people who can help us do that. This was about money, right? Let's talk about money. The troll is wary but willing. He lifts the barrel of his gun slightly. I like talking about money. You can tell the orc girl's had enough of the tension. She blurts it out. The old man wanted us to take him into Kowloon Walled City. You too. Two large rats, clinging to her hip and shoulder, poke their heads out of the folds of her clothing. They fix their beady eyes on you intently. You know the Walled City? Isn't this Kowloon City? Slum, right? I've heard of it. The girl sneers, rolling her eyes. It's a shithole. The worst slum in the Eastern Hemisphere. Memories of growing up in the Redmond Barrens flash through your mind. Barrens are pretty bad. Mutants fucking everywhere. We get it. It's a real bad place. Now why would a little old man pay you to take him there? The dwarf standing next to her nods and jumps in. Wouldn't say. He mumbled a lot too. Just kept rambling on and on about how he had to get in. Under ordinary circumstances, I never would have accepted the gig. The walled city's the last place I want to go. But the old man rolled up a truckload of new yen. And you gotta eat, right? Wu risks a glance at you. His weapon remains trained on the Shadowrunners, but a flicker of uncertainty plays across his face. Interesting story. Seems like a good time to ramp down the threat of violence, don't you think? The troll flashes you a smile. It's all tusks and no warmth. Okay, gang, I tell you what. He looks at his team as he slowly starts to lower his weapon. We're all gonna put our guns down and get shot in the fucking face. So Carter's fucking dead. Trollboy's fucking dead, and Elf, who never said anything. So just get behind the wall, I'd suspect. Where are the sniper? What's this? Summon spirit. Alright, okay. Where are the snipers? Kinda can't see them, which I guess is sort of the point, isn't it? I'm gonna guess since they got in cover there, they're like over that way. The sound of high-caliber rifle shots hang in the air, and the red dots of laser sights sweep the area. Carter, the troll, and the silent elf lie dead in widening pools of blood, their heads broken open like melons dropped from a 4-story building. The orc girl screams from cover. Nightjar! Nightjar? Nightjar, come on. Is his name Nightjar? What kind of fucking name is Nightjar? Anyway. Come on, big man, talk to me. Gut shot? Nah. She turns to the dwarf, her eyes wild with fear. Oh shit, this isn't good. A voice blares from a loudspeaker. This is the police. Lay down your weapons before we shoot you just like your friends. Put your hands behind your heads and come out where we can see you. Duncan Wu, Lou Elliott, come out where we can see you. You have 3 seconds before we shoot you just like your friends. Duncan crouches behind cover, his gaze locked on Carter's voice. His voice comes out in a hoarse roar. Stand down, damn it. I'm law enforcement. Lone Star. He is driven deeper into cover by a hail of gunfire. The dwarf shakes her head at him. Her voice is flat. Save your breath. They won't listen. Use your eyes. These bastards aren't here to make arrests. It's a good point, seeing as they chose to open fire, then warn us that they might open fire. A sniper shot hits the wall next to her head, showering her in an explosion of plaster. Stay down, Duncan. Are you hurt? Everyone pipe down. Just give me a minute. The rat girl stares at the ground intently, as if listening. Then her brow furrows, her eyes go beady, and her nose wrinkles up. She begins to sway back and forth, her lips moving soundlessly. She snaps out of her trance. Okay, I've got a way out. It's at the end of the street. Everyone come with me. Everyone. We don't need the rent-a-cops, gobbit. We're the only ones. The little orc whips her head towards her friend. Their extra firepower is, I got us an exit, but we gotta get past the heat, and we can't shoot our way out of this alone. If nothing else, they can soak up a few rounds for us. She turns to you, her purple pupils pinpricks of intensity. Just stick together and keep close. There's a door down the street that leads to a back alley. That's our exit point. You fall behind, you get left behind. So that'll be over that way. I assume all the goons are there now. Yep, all the way down there. Okay. So, do I have to come out of cover to do that? I have to go there to summon the spirit. I don't want to do that. My odds of hitting them are bad. I'm gonna buff Duncan. There we go. Alright, what do you people do? You're a shaman. You know shaman abilities. You got fetishes on you? Yeah, you got fetishes on you. What do? You're a decker, right? You're the one with the cyber deck. Yeah, you can hack that. And you got, like, gadgets on you. Alright, so, what's this? Mini grenade launcher is not what I expected a hacker to have on her, but I mean, whatever gets the job done. Alright, we're gonna summon a nature elemental. What is the nature elemental looks a little bit spooky, doesn't it? Alright, nature, what do? What's this? Bounces between the two closest enemies. The first bounce has a range of 8 tiles. Is this 8 tiles? That looks like 8 tiles. What's this stuff? Powerful club attack. Fair enough. Club attack. Icon is a knife. Yeah. Oh, it takes their AP from them as well. How about that? Alright. What's your odds? Pretty low. What if we move you here? Pretty good. Nice. Bad. Terrible. Awful. So you still got an attack left. You got real bad odds, though, of actually hitting anybody. Just cast aim on your friend. Alright. Shy Dwarf. Shy Dwarf. Get him. Alright. You didn't hit the one that I aimed at, but you got one of them. So, like, honestly, I'll take it as a win. Alright, that one was very terrible, though. It's alright, it's only one goon. He healed. Then missed. Here comes another goon. He's just gonna stand out in the open like a fucking lemon, though, so it's okay. Now. Yeah. Shamans are a very well-balanced class. So. It's kind of long to get to him. Go club this one. He's standing out in the open. He's not going to be an issue to kill. Oh look, more goons. Get him. Alright. Never mind. Get him again. Nice. So, I'm just terrible. Like, my odds are not good at hitting this man who's just standing out in the open. Yeah, alright. Duncan, it's okay. Duncan's gonna carry us. Look at that. He missed one shot, it's alright. He's gonna fire again. He's dead now. Great job, Duncan. Okay. You have given actions to the spirit, so you can't get very far. You're just gonna go there. You're gonna reload. Confirm. And, yeah, it's gonna be everything you do as well, because you can't really move anywhere better. Okay, wonderful news. I'm gonna go summon the spirit, because those boys are very far away. What spirit do we get? We get a water spirit. Monsoon. Delightful. What do? Strips armor. They don't have armor. Okay. He has armor. Yeah, get this boy. Great. Your odds of getting them are real bad. If we move forward a little bit. Alright, still real bad. Give it a go, though. Alright. No problem. All good. So, can you get to that? No, that would take 3 actions to do, so you're gonna just move here. Duncan, you're gonna move there. What are your odds of hitting them? Real fucking bad. You're just gonna take the turn to reload. You are gonna give him... Ooh, with bad odds. Still bad odds. Let's do it. Alright, worked out. Bad odds, 20%, you know. Okay. Get him. Nice. Got an achievement. Pinball Wizard. Sick. So he can cast aim. He's gonna cast aim on Duncan. You can't get to him. He's just gonna also cast aim on Shy Dwarf. What are your odds now, Duncan? Still bad. Give it a go, though. Okay. You are gonna cast aim on yourself. Because you can't move anywhere better, because this street layout is really awkward. Oh no, Nature Elemental. Wasn't very good, honestly. He fucking shot me? Good eye, I guess. Alright, Shy Dwarf. What's in this access point? It might be possible to use the network connection on this police motorcycle to do some damage to the local network. Deactivate the drones. Nice. I'm gonna now move here before I get shot again. Oh, Monsoon just has 4 I didn't even have to give Monsoon these actions. How about that? Yo, Monsoon, heal me, though. Thanks, Monsoon. Now move a little closer. Your odds are good now. Get him. Get him. Okay. Great job, Monsoon. Monsoon's gone now, apparently. Great job, Monsoon. You were credit to team. Alright, bad odds. It's okay. Okay. No problem. All good. All terrible, actually. So, you got a submachine gun, right? Like, you can't, yeah, no, like, not conceivable. Cast aim on Duncan. Duncan's gonna carry us, okay? He's gonna carry us through he's a street samurai, he's gonna carry us through the early game. Then late game, I'm gonna carry us through it, because I'm a shaman. Well, this lady probably will as well. Because I'm assuming she's gonna stick around, because she is on the cover with Duncan, so she must be important. Alright, Duncan. Bad odds. That's not cover. Okay, no problem, no concerns. I'm gonna cast haste on Duncan. Now, Duncan will be able to move over here and take a shot. And miss, but it's okay. He's in better position, because now we can move this lady up, and she can have a fantastic 6% chance. Which is pretty out of control. She's actually going to buff Shy Dwarf. And Shy Dwarf, who is actually not, like, in cover right now, technically, because apparently a bike counts as 0 cover, like, is very terrible news. Shy Dwarf's gonna run over there. We gotta do some sprinting to get into position, because this street is an incredibly poorly laid out for a firefight. Not that most streets would actually be well laid out for a firefight, realistically, I suppose. Great job. Okay, terrible job. Awful job. Shy Dwarf, great. Awful, actually. Terrible. Very poor. Please. Oh, God. Very terrible. Still hit them, though, because apparently they have the widest explosion on the planet. Alright, I gotta sprint to, like, get into position. No big deal. Really? That's not cover? The fucking corner of the building doesn't count as cover? Alright, you're also gonna sprint to get into position. Because we gotta get places if we're gonna get stuff done. Alright, Duncan. Get him. Terrible. Awful. Very poor. Should have done this first. It's okay. Look. Don't worry about it. He's still got 2 shots in it. Great. Awful. So if I move here, I'll be able to see him. Fantastic. Terrible. All these 50-50 shit. Really, you can't see him from here? You can't just, like, maybe look through the fucking building? You know? Whatever, it's fine. Alright, Shy Dwarf. Reloads. This is a fucking mine, right? Like, you can't throw these. Yeah, adheres to a location. Alright, we got the drone. It's deactivated, so that's wonderful. Yeah, I was kind of afraid that you might be a shaman, but, you took a real long time to decide to summon anything, so I was starting to get hopeful. Wow, flanked. Really? Really? Alright, Duncan, get the shaman. Duncan, get the shaman. Fantastic, shaman's dead. Now. You, bad odds, terrible odds. You, also bad odds, terrible. This is not good either. Aim, shy dwarf. Get him. Awful. Alright, can't reload. It'll take your other action. Aim shot with pistol. Fantastic. Apparently your pistol has a bleed on it. Great. Terrible. Wonderful. Oh, finally, the goons are dead. I got an achievement. Welcome to the 6th world. Good job, mate. End turn. Alright, boys, I'm going in. No goons located. Wonderful. So we can do some, like, catching people up. You're gonna go there. You're gonna go there. And then Duncan, a little bit further behind, is gonna go there. Oh, goons are coming up behind us, but it's okay, the exit's right there. Now the fear is, of course, that might not be, like, there might be goons right here. What if I go over here? There's goons. They're quite far away, though. They probably won't be able to see it, as long as he's, like, a crate deep. We'll go there. Shy dwarf. This is half cover. And then hopefully we can just get everyone in the doorway. I can get to the doorway. Duncan can get to the doorway. She can get to the doorway. Shy dwarf. Yeah. We out, ski boys. Let's go. The fact her name is... The fact she's a dwarf kind of fucks me up, because her icon looks like she has elf ears. But no, she's a dwarf, apparently. Maybe she's really into the body modding scene, which must be out of control in the cyberpunk future. I mean, I know it is. Like, there's whole fucking books dedicated to, like, the cyber tech you can get as in Shadowrun. Biotech, I should say. The rat shaman guides you from the doorway on the street through an eternity of winding alleyways, damp sub-basements, and empty buildings, stumbling through refuse and filth. You make your way into the sewers below Victoria Harbor. It reeks down here, but it's quiet. Gobbet stops, sniffs, and wipes her eyes with the back of her wrist. Her rat squeaks softly in the folds of her clothing. The dwarf watches her silently for a moment, then moves closer and gently takes her hand. In the light of the sewer, you can see they're nearly the same age, no more than 20, 21 tops. What were their names? She keeps her head down and tells it to the floor. The troll you were talking to was Nightjar. He was our friend. The elf was called Gutshot. Kind of an asshole, but I didn't need to see his head splattered everywhere like that. Oh, the rat's in her portrait. I didn't notice. She inhales a cleansing breath. Nightjar was a good guy. Always had our backs. Isabel's and mine. Of course, the Decker has a fucking 0 in her name. Isabel nods in agreement. Her voice is flat. Rare to find a runner that you can actually trust. She looks to her friend. Are we clear? I think we've shaken them. She sniffs the air. Yeah, we're clear. Wu begins pacing, his boots splashing in the sewer water, creating echoes down the tunnel. You can feel the tension coming off of him in waves. This is bullshit. I'm done messing around in alleyways and sewers. I'm done running from cops. He pokes a thumb at his chest and spits his anger forth in a raspy growl. For fuck's sake, I am a cop. We noticed. There's a Lone Star Sergeant dead back there, damn it. She was... Wu starts to choke up. He struggles against it, fighting to maintain control, but he needs a minute to recover. He finally manages to pull it together, but he's raw. When he speaks again, his voice is seething and hoarse. I don't know what the hell's going on with the Hong Kong cops, but I'm calling in some Lone Star backup from home. I'm gonna get some of my own people down here. Then we're gonna find Raymond and figure out what the hell's going on. The little orc shrugs. Whatever you say, big guy. You have fun with that. She looks over at her friend. They both nod. Izzy and I are out of here. Best of luck finding your friend. Your people died in a hail of sniper fire. You're not going to do anything about it? Of course we are. Of course we're going to do something about it. In fact, we're going to do two things. Run and hide. Look, we got you to safety. Now we are done with this shit. We didn't intend to die for you. Wu isn't listening. You can see on his face that he's already written the orc girl off. Rude. He pulls his security-grade PDA from its holster on his left leg, raises it and starts tapping on the buttons with a meaty finger. The Lone Star logo on the back of the device looks shiny and official. He stops, confused, then taps it again harder. The red flashing image on the PDA reflects in his goggles. What the hell? I'm locked out of the network. He looks up at you. My law enforcement status has been revoked. He goes back to the screen. I don't believe it. This is saying there's an APB out on us, Lou. You and me both. Look, they knew us by name when they shouted over the loudspeaker. This isn't a new development to me. Yeah, I figured as much. You heard them on the loudspeaker. They knew our names. Wu glares at the wall, a storm raging across his face. Fucking hell. His face clenches in a fist around his PDA. This just keeps getting worse. He leans forward as if to punch the wall, his knuckles rapping against it softly, a pantomime of barely constrained rage. Suddenly he turns and slings his PDA at the far wall. It hits hard, bounces back, and clatters to the ground at his feet. He looks down at it, spent. The orc mouths in to herself, eyes raised. And on that note, I think it's time for us to say goodbye. Come on, Isabel, let's... She's cut off by a sudden smashing noise as her friend's boot comes down, crashing down on the PDA at Wu's feet. The dwarf looks down at her work, unsatisfied, and brings her boot down again and again and again, until there's nothing left but a snarl of plastic housing, broken glass, and circuit board. She looks up at Wu, her chest heaving, and points at the pile of scrap she's created. Police issued. They can trace you through that. She turns to you. Hand out. Yours too. It's on the network. We bury our own. You crush the PDA to shards under your foot while Isabel looks on blankly. Good. She looks over at Gobbet's size, then reaches into her jacket pocket, pulling out 2 new PDAs and hands them to you and Duncan. Burners, I suppose it's the least we could do after your help back there. Got any snacks in there? I'm getting a bit peckish. Isabel isn't listening. Wow. Fucking rude. She is staring open-mouthed at her own PDA, its bluish glow illuminating her horrified expression. Gobbet, we gotta go, right now. Isabel's voice is monotone but empathic. My bad, didn't realize. She holds up her PDA to show her friend. They're after us, too. Her screen displays a local newscast. Your own face stares back at you in the upper left corner of the screen. Fucking hell. And in breaking news, just under an hour ago, Hong Kong port authorities were involved in a firefight with members of a terrorist cell linked to the mainland city-state of Henan. The battle left 3 terrorists dead, along with an unconfirmed number of Hong Kong police officers, and some spirits. Your image winks out, replaced by a scowling image of Duncan Wu, a mugshot from a long time ago, before Raymond. Our sources report that Seattle natives Duncan Wu and Lou Elliott, alongside their Hong Kong-based accomplices, are still at large. They are well armed and should be considered extremely dangerous. Low-res photographs of Gobbet and Isabel pop up on screen, replacing Duncan Wu. The color drains out of Gobbet's face. Ah, shit. Kowloon officials report that the terrorist cell known as the White Star maintains ties to the state of Henan and is purported to be receiving weapons and funding from anti-corporate groups in the UCAS city-state of Seattle. Port authorities are standing on high alert, and the Hong Kong Police Force's Special Duties Unit has been engaged to deal with the threat. We go live now to Chief Inspector Kreit of the Special Duties Unit, who will be making a statement. Behind the newscast, a video window displays the location of your firefight in Victoria Harbor. The camera pans to Chief Inspector Kreit. She is surrounded by a swarm of news reporters, but appears unfazed by the attention. She speaks with supreme confidence. We have yet to ascertain the motives for tonight's attack, but it was clearly a well-planned and coordinated effort. Definitely. Kreit sounds smooth, more like a corporate mouthpiece than a cop. They all are. We have already issued an all-points bulletin along with a kill or capture order for the 4 remaining terrorists, and I have instructed the Special Duties Unit to make this manhunt a top priority. She looks directly into the camera. If you should see one or more of these individuals, do not attempt to engage them. Instead, tap in the HKPF flash code at the bottom of the screen. If you are an authorized network and take a picture, our systems will automatically identify them in your data stream. The Decker switches off the news cast and clips her PDA back onto her belt. For a moment, there's no sound but the roar of sewer water rushing through the pipes. Gobbet bends over, hands on her knees, sucking wind. Her rats scurry for a new position. I thought we were fucked before, but now we are well and truly fucked. Doesn't look good, does it? Not at all. They begin stalking back and forth, a panther in a cage. They've labeled us terrorists and there's an APB out on us. I've heard this kind of announcement before. I know what comes with it. Doesn't matter if we have nothing or what to do with whatever city-state. They're gonna hunt us down. It's open season. Isabel nudges the remains of Wu's PDA with her booted toe, and the two of you will be hunted down. The two of us will be hunted down right alongside you. Gobbet wide eyes the exits, tight as springs. You can hear the shallow panting as she leans forward towards one, then the other. We gotta go deep, hit the mainland for a while until we can figure this out, find a hole to crawl into. Gobbet looks at Isabel, wipes her mouth, and points at you and Duncan. We gotta get them off the grid, too. Way off. The dwarf looks up at Duncan and her large eyes narrow. Hey, Lone Star, you got a security license, right? That means you got a SIN, too. Fuck, I skipped over Duncan's. God damn it. Probably something to the effect of, yeah, I'm not a fucking criminal. She runs her hands along her cyberdeck, thinking. This means you can be traced, both of you. You get spotted by a drone or a security camera, get ID'd by a retinal scanner, or try to use your cred stick or passport, the HKPF will know just where to find you. Wu crosses his arms across his chest. I know a system's identification number works, runner. Well, I'm not I don't have etiquette Shadowrunner, so I can't say that. Leave her alone, Duncan. We're all in this together. Gobbet pulls at her dreadlocks. We're just as screwed as you are, me and Iz. We're listed as your accomplices, and we can't afford for you to get caught. You'll lead them to us one way or another. DNA sample of some things we told you. Astral residue. I don't know. Cop stuff. Little Decker looks from you to Wu, eyes narrowed, sizing you up. You can see her make a silent decision before she speaks. Her voice is flat, resigned. We need to get your sins burned, delete you from the record books. All of them. All of them? Whoa, wait a minute. You want us to just erase our identities? Wu rubs a finger across his hand, across his scalp. Beyond the fact that it's insane, will that even work? If we burn our sins, go off the grid like that, won't they just redouble their efforts to find us? Condensation sweeps its way into Isabel's dry tone. Imagine playing a game of hide-and-seek with a siren strapped to your head. Would you rather try and hide with the siren, or with the siren conspicuously absent? Deleting our identities across the entire Matrix sounds hard. Little Decker nods knowingly. It's very difficult. I can't do it. Some people can. Organizations, expert systems. Gobbet's voice drops. We gotta ask for help. There's only one person we know who has the kind of pull it takes to burn a sin and hide from the cops. Kindly Chang. Let me guess. This Kindly Chang is some sort of underworld hard ass. Like a walnut. She's what's known as a straw sandal. Kind of a middle manager for the Yellow Lotus Syndicate. They're triad. Kindly Chang controls all the illegal activity in the neighborhood. Smuggling, bootlegging, counterfeiting. We probably shouldn't tell her about those smugglers we ran into earlier in the neighborhood. So, middle manager, is the Yellow Lotus a syndicate or a retail outlet? Gobbet leans in, serious as death. Do not get the wrong impression. Kindly Chang is no bureaucrat. She controls a good-sized portion of Kowloon's underworld. She has soldiers, resources, she's smart. She's not to be underestimated. She's only a middle manager, though. Isabel's voice is hollow and flat. Taking favors from a woman like Kindly Chang is a good way to get yourself into indentured servitude. You don't want to owe favors to a woman like that. Her eyes get big, round. Ideally, you don't want to deal with her at all. That was Nightjar's job. Nightjar's job? You mean you'll work with her? What did we just tell you? She's got her fingers in everything, including brokering Shadowrunners for the corpse. Kindly Chang is our fixer. Gobbet tries to make her voice light, confident. Just stay on a good side and you'll have nothing to worry about. Now let's get this done before one of you trips the APB and brings all hell down on us. Good talk, team. Everything's going swimmingly. A fantastic half hour in Hong Kong so far. Let's go make a deal with the fucking Tri-Hats. Wonderful.